how to determine your daily calorie and macronutrient intake levels. Stop guessing and start calculating. It's time to take full control of your diet with a precise guide to your calorie requirements, different BMR equations, and macronutrient breakdowns, ready to unlock the secrets to your optimal nutrition. Let's dive in. Welcome to Fitness Feast, where we break down the science of fitness and nutrition to help you crush your goals. The goal of today's video is simple: to give you the tools you need to not only figure out how much food to eat each day, but also how to properly portion your macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats. We'll break down some key terms and definitions and walk you through the formulas that will guide you on your journey to better nutrition. But before we get into the numbers, here's an important tip. Take a week or two to study your current eating habits. Write down everything you eat and track how many calories, grams of protein, carbs, and fats you're consuming each day. Be honest with yourself and track it all, even that handful of chips you grab on autopilot as you pass by the pantry. Yes, this will take some effort, but trust me, it's necessary. If you don't understand the portions, calories, and macronutrient breakdown of the foods you're eating, the information in the rest of this video won't be as effective. Let's break down calorie expenditure, starting with TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. This is the total number of calories your body burns in a day, combining BMR, N.E.A.T, E.A.T, and T.E.F. So to sum it up, TDEE is equal to BMR plus N.E.A.T plus E.A.T plus T.E.F. We will separately explain to you what BMR, N.E.A.T, E.A.T, and T.E.F actually mean. First up, BMR, or Basal Metabolic Rate. BMR represents the number of calories your body needs each day, just to keep basic functions running like breathing and digesting food if you were completely inactive. Think of it as your body's resting state. BMR is often mistaken for the number of calories you should eat every day, but that's not accurate unless you're completely bedridden. It's the baseline for someone with zero activity. Next, N.E.A.T, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This refers to the calories burned through everyday movements that aren't part of planned exercise. It includes things like walking around at work, talking, doing household chores, or even grocery shopping. But remember, N.E.A.T doesn't include your gym sessions, cardio, or weight training. Now, let's talk E.A.T, Exercise Associated Thermogenesis. This is the calories burned through structured exercise. Unlike N.E.A.T, E.A.T only counts the calories burned during activities like cardio, weight training, or a Zumba class, not incidental movement throughout the day. T.E.F, or the thermal effect of feeding, refers to the energy burned during digestion and food processing. The amount of energy you burn from eating depends on the food's fiber and macronutrient content. Generally, T.E.F makes up about 15% of a meal's total calories. Meals higher in protein can have a T.E.F as high as 25%, while fats are usually lower, around 5%. Carbs sit somewhere in the middle, with a T.E.F between 5% and 25%. Fiber, as a bonus, has a high T.E.F as well. Now, let's take a look at the factors that can impact your BMR and TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. These are key elements that can either boost or lower how many calories your body burns each day. Testosterone levels are a big one. Over time, declining testosterone levels can lead to a decrease in BMR, slowing down your metabolism. Your sex also plays a role. Generally, men have a higher BMR than women due to differences in muscle mass and metabolic processes. Health is another factor. If you're sick or injured, you're likely not moving as much, which lowers your overall energy expenditure. Puberty is a time of rapid growth, which naturally increases energy expenditure. Likewise, pregnancy raises energy needs as the body works to support both mother and child. Your weight matters too. The heavier you are, the more energy you burn simply to maintain that weight. Muscle tissue also has a significant impact. The more muscle you have, the higher your BMR, since muscle burns more calories than fat even at rest. Your job could affect your TDEE as well. Do you have a sedentary desk job, or are you on your feet all day? Your activity level at work matters. Exercise is, of course, another major player. Regular activity boosts your TDEE, and the more intense the exercise, the greater the calorie burn. Diet composition is important too. The types of food you eat can impact your T.E.F, the thermal effect of food, which influences how many calories you burn digesting your meals. Non-planned exercise activity also counts. Are you constantly on the move, or do you spend your evenings lounging on the couch? Every little bit of movement adds up. Your body temperature plays a role too. If you're hot or cold, your body will burn extra calories to maintain its core temperature. Thyroid hormone levels can impact your BMR as well. High thyroid hormone levels can increase your metabolism, while low levels may slow it down. Caffeine and tobacco, these substances can give your BMR a temporary boost. Climate and stress can also affect your energy expenditure. Extreme temperatures and high stress levels can increase the number of calories your body burns. When it comes to estimating your BMR, there are a few tried and true methods that can help you get a more accurate picture of your daily calorie needs. Before diving into your macronutrient breakdown, it's important to calculate your lean body mass, or LBM. This is a key component of determining your protein needs and overall caloric intake. To calculate your lean body mass, you first need to know your total body weight and the percentage of body fat you carry. Once you have your body fat percentage, you can calculate how much fat you're carrying and then subtract that from your total body weight. For example, if you weigh 180 pounds and your body fat percentage is 20%, you would multiply 180 by 0.20, which equals 36 pounds of fat. Then, subtract that from your total body weight 144 pounds of lean body mass. Lean body Massachusetts includes everything in your body that isn't fat, muscles, bones, organs, and water. This figure will help you determine how much protein your body needs to maintain and build muscle. First, let's talk about the Katch Mcardle BMR formula. This method is ideal for those who are fairly lean and have a reasonably accurate estimate of their body fat percentage. The formula is BMR is equal to 370 plus 21.6 multiplied by lean body mass in kilograms. Next up, the Cunningham Formula. Like the Katch Mcardle method, this one also depends on having an accurate body fat percentage reading. The Cunningham Formula is BMR is equal to 500 plus 22 multiplied by lean body mass in kilograms. In addition to the Katch Mcardle and Cunningham formulas, there are two other popular methods for estimating your BMR, the Mifflin-St. Jeor BMR equation and the original Harris-Benedict BMR equation. Now that you've estimated your BMR, it's time to calculate your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. To do this, you'll multiply your BMR by one of the following activity factors based on how active you are throughout the day. First, let's start with the sedentary activity level. If you have a desk job and don't get much exercise outside of work, this is for you. Multiply your BMR by 1.2. Next, the lightly active level. If you have some daily activity and work out or play a sport 1 to 3 times a week, multiply your BMR by 1.375. If you're moderately active, meaning you have a fair amount of daily activity and work out 3 to 5 days a week, then multiply your BMR by 1.55. For those who are very active with intense exercise or sports training 6 to 7 days a week, multiply your BMR by 1.725. And if you're highly active, engaging in extreme physical activity like twice-a-day training sessions or a physically demanding job, multiply your BMR by 1.9. Remember, these numbers give you a rough estimate of your caloric needs. The first 2 weeks at a new calorie level may result in some unusual weight fluctuations due to water retention or loss, especially as your body adjusts to changes in sodium and carb intake. Don't panic if your weight goes up or down during this period. Now that you've calculated your daily calorie intake, it's time to break it down into macronutrients. As a quick refresher, the 3 macronutrients you'll be focusing on are protein, fats, and carbohydrates, each providing different amounts of calories per gram. Protein provides 4 calories per gram, fats give you 9 calories per gram, and carbs also provide 4 calories per gram. Let's start with protein intake. There's a lot of debate around how much protein you actually need. While some argue that eating more than 150 grams per day is unnecessary for muscle building, there are plenty of reasons to consume more, especially for those who are underweight or on a bulking phase. For those bulking or building muscle rapidly, aim for 200 to 250 grams of protein daily, depending on your overall calorie intake. If you're consuming around 3,000 calories a day, 200 to 220 grams of protein is a good target. If you're cutting or maintaining muscle mass, consider upping your protein intake to support those goals. For lifters gaining muscle at a moderate pace, 180 to 220 grams should do the trick. For women, 100 to 120 grams of protein per day is ideal. Younger women and those who are highly active might benefit from 120 grams per day. Next up is fat intake. Fat doesn't make you fat, but your body does require it for general health. Aim to get 20 to 35% of your daily calories from fats. If you perform better on higher carbs, reducing your fat intake to 20 to 25% may be helpful. However, if you struggle with eating enough food or feel sensitive to carbs, consider bumping up your fat intake. Finally, let's talk about carbs. Once you've dialed in your protein and fat intake, the remaining calories can be filled with carbs. Keep in mind you can always adjust these numbers based on how your body responds. For instance, you may find that you feel better on higher carbs when you're younger, but as you age, you might do better with a higher fat intake. Pay attention to your body's signals and adjust your diet accordingly. Remember, gradual changes will make it easier to track your progress and adjust as you go, so listen to your body and keep making improvements along the way. Now that you've got your calorie needs sorted, let's move on to calculating your macronutrients or macros. These are the building blocks of your diet and will help you reach your fitness goals more effectively. Keep in mind, these macro ratios are just a starting point. You can adjust them depending on whether you're aiming for fat loss, maintenance, or muscle gain, and how your body responds over time. For fat loss, you want a higher protein intake, usually around 40 to 50%, with moderate fats at 30 to 40% and lower carbs at 10 to 30%. For maintenance, you'll balance protein and fats between 25 to 35%, and carbs take up 30 to 50%. For muscle gain, protein remains at 25 to 35%, fats should be lower at 15 to 25%, and carbs should take the lead at 30 to 40% to support that muscle growth. Let's break it down with an example. Trevor is a 28-year-old male who stands at 6'8" and weighs 175 pounds. He's moderately active, meaning he exercises 3 to 5 days a week. Using the B.M.R calculator, Trevor's daily calorie requirement comes in at 2,954 calories. Since he wants to gain muscle mass, we add an additional 500 calories, bringing his total to 3,454 calories per day. Here's how his macros break down. Protein. Trevor needs 260 grams of protein. That's 30% of his daily calories, which equals 1,036 calories. Divide that by 4 since there are 4 calories in each gram of protein, and you get 260 grams of protein. Fat. Trevor should consume 96 grams of fat. That's 25% of his total calories, or 864 calories. Divide by 9 since there are 9 calories per gram of fat, and you get 96 grams of fat. Carbs. The remaining 45% of his calories should come from carbs, equaling 1,554 calories. Divide by 4, because carbs have 4 calories per gram, and that gives you 389 grams of carbs for the day. These numbers will help Trevor reach his muscle-gaining goals. Your ratios might look a little different, but this is the process to follow to personalize your nutrition plan. And there you have it. You've now got a clear understanding of how to calculate your daily calorie and macronutrient needs based on your activity level and fitness goals. By knowing your BMR, TDEE, and adjusting your macros accordingly, you're setting yourself up for success in the gym and beyond. Remember, consistency and monitoring your progress are key to making adjustments as your body changes. So whether you're aiming for fat loss, maintenance, or muscle gain, the right approach to calories and macros will help you fuel your body properly and reach your fitness goals faster. If you found this information helpful, make sure to like, comment, and share this video with friends or anyone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to Fitness Feast for more tips and guides to level up your fitness journey. Thanks for tuning in and stay committed to your goals.